Ant identity deception. The colony of ants. Thousands or even millions of ants work together to create their colony. Ants dig deep into the ground, making tunnels, rooms, and chambers to form their colony nest. They gather food for themselves, the growing young ants, and to store it for harsh conditions. Communication of ants. Ants use chemicals and sound to spread information. They can also communicate with each other with visual and physical languages. They tell each other where the food is, and they also warn each other from dangers and invading intruders. Codes of colony mates. Ants can recognize the members of their colony from ants of other colonies, even if they are apparently alike. Scientists discovered that ants sweep their antennae over the bodies of each other, so they can immediately distinguish nestmates from strangers by their odor. This odor is a chemical compound called pheromone. Ants can also distinguish the individual members inside their colony. Each of the queen, worker, male, scout soldier, etc. has its own pheromone. Thus, it is hard for an intruder to enter or survive in the colony without being discovered. The fate of intruders. If an intruding insect enters the nest of ants, workers and soldiers will recognize and attack it with extreme violence. They lock their mandibles on its body and sting or spray it with toxic substances like formic acid. 2 examples of intruders. For a parasitic intruder to steal colony's resources, it has to fool the ants of the nest. A sophisticated mimicry method of fooling ants is used. The invader has to imitate the chemical and sound languages of ants. Here we give 2 examples of ant intruders: the rebel's large blue butterfly and the mimicry beetle. The rebel large blue butterfly. In southern Europe, the rebel large blue butterfly invades a specific type of ant colonies. The butterfly fools ants to rear its young caterpillars. The butterfly lays its eggs on a particular plant near the colony of ants. The young caterpillar begins its life feeding on flowers. The caterpillar then drops to the ground, waiting to be picked up by passing by ants. The caterpillar imitates the sound and chemical signals of ant's queen. So ant workers are tricked and carry it to their colony. Once in the nest, worker ants give the caterpillar great care. They feed and care for the caterpillar as if it is their queen. On disturbing the colony, ants rescue the caterpillars before their members. The lying caterpillar turns into a cocoon and then a butterfly. The formed butterfly goes out of the colony to start another cycle of fooling the ants. The mimicry beetle. Paucis fayveri is a type of beetles. It invades and lives in colonies of Pheidole pallidula ants, where it eats their larvae. Because ant colonies are underground, they are completely dark, so the worker soldier and queen ants have different sounds and pheromones to differentiate each other. Scientists discovered that the intruding beetle can fool the 3 types of ants by mimicking their pheromones and sounds. On playing the records of beetle sounds, ants acted as they would do in the presence of another ant. Some ants even began to guard the beetle as if it is the queen. Conclusion. The brains of ants are too small to think, plan, and develop different languages as humans can do. So how could ants create several communication languages? Could Mother Nature evolve 4 languages for ants by natural selection? Colonies have their specific codes of sounds and chemical pheromones. How could a beetle or a butterfly sort out these secrets of an ant colony? The queen, workers, and male ants have 3 different smell and sound codes. How would an intruder solve these codes of the 3 types of ants by chance? We may conclude that Mother Nature could never do so. The one who created the ants, butterflies, and beetles is the one who instinctively seeded these languages in these insects. God is the one who